Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to do something I've been waiting for almost a month, I think, since I've received the last scroll box. By the way, I've learned that it was scroller box and not scroll box, but for me it's gonna be scroll box because I decided so. So we're going to take all of those colors we've got in the last box, like the blackest black and the brightest white, and I'm going to compare these to the products I usually use. For example, my lamp black or my white gouache, and see how different they are. So I've made a small chart like this so that we can compare them, and we're also going to do two drawings, one using only the Culture Husle paints and one using the other ones to see how different they are. And yeah, I'm just so excited to see the differences because I don't know, I'm just so excited, especially with the pinkest pink and the neon pink I have from Schmincke. So let's go, like, what are we waiting for? I'm way too excited about this. Okay, so here we are. If there's a bit of noises, it's because lots of things are happening in the street and I record outside, so it is what it is. If we start with the pink, I'm just going to show you the products I'll be using. So we have the brightest pink here. I'll be comparing it to the neon pink from Schmincke. This was a limited edition and it's a very pretty pink. I love this pink. You don't see, it's crazy. And then with this one, which is Schmincke as well, it's watercolor and it's opera pink. I know for a fact that it won't be as bright as the other ones, but opera pink is like the brightest pink I have and I've seen in general, so I'd be interested to see how well it can fight against the others. Then for the blues we have the easy Klein, which is the Culture Husle one. I'll be comparing it to my cobalt blue from Schmincke as well, and my Caran ultramarine. I'm sure these two are going to be somewhat similar, except this one really does dry matte. Then for the black we have the black 4.0 from Culture Husle, my black gouache from Caran, and my lamp black watercolor from Schmincke. And finally for the white we have the world's brightest white, the white gouache from Caran, and the white calligraphy ink from Winsor and Newton. Ooh, I'm so excited. Let's see how these compare. The most excited I am, to be honest, are the pinks and the pinks. I think, yeah, maybe the blue as well, but for the black and the white I think the Culture Husle ones are gonna be better. But let's see. Okay, so we'll start with the pinkest pink, which is in a powder form. So I'm gonna use a piece of paper I have to pour it in. There we go, that should be plenty enough. The only thing I'm almost quite sure is that this one is going to go over on the black paper quite well, but for the other two I don't think so. I'm gonna take my brush, we'll take a bit of this. Thank you. Look how crazy that looks. Like that maybe? Oh wow, I always forget how pretty this is. It kind of works like a watercolor if you've never used this kind of powdered form. It's very special to use. No, I'm not gonna lie. You can get a very saturated paste with less water like this. And it does look very textured because this is cold press paper, but if you use a satin finish paper it's very pretty. And then we'll go over the black. I'm gonna use a bit less water. I'm saying this and I'm using way too much water. That's fine, I'll be reusing this anyways. You can reactivate it no problemo, so that's good as well. Let's see. Ooh, I thought it would go over the black a lot better than that. I mean, it's not too bad, honestly, for some kind of watercolor type paint. Let's make it a bit thicker. Now let's be real, that's not bad. Just gonna add a bit more to give it its fair chance. Okay, so that's for the pinkest pink. It looks good. Let's be honest, it does look good. But I'm very curious with this one, how it will compare. Oh my god, look at this. This is so pretty. But as all the neon paint, it is a bit more sheer. So I'm just gonna take it straight out of the tube like this. Oh yeah. Oh wow. They don't really have the same hue, if I'm being honest. I feel like this one is a bit warmer, so that could explain the difference. This one looks a bit, yeah, a bit colder, but I'm not too sure. That's what it seems like to me. And on the black, ooh, it's showing more than I thought. Oh wow. For a neon paint, this is real good. You can't tell me that this is not the best and most beautiful color I've ever seen. I love this. I've made like the box contains, if I'm not wrong, orange, yellow, pink, blue, and green, and I've done some thunder bookmarks with those colors, and they look so good. And now let's finish with the watercolor. So I'm just going to activate it first. Look how pretty that is. Okay. See how crazy that is? That always looked so bright to me, but now that I see it next to the other ones, it looks so dark. That's ridiculous. Wow, I'm bamboozled. That's crazy. And on the black, I just know it won't show. Well, now it does because it's wet, but when it'll dry, it'll probably be like the neon. You can see how it's disappearing. Sad. But look how pretty that opera pink is. So I'm going to show you close up. There you go. So you can see that the watercolor, like both of the Schmincke watercolors, are not showing on the black once they're dry, but this one is showing a lot. What do we think? I do think these ones are equal. I'll just wait for this one to dry completely. But I feel like the hue is a bit different. I don't know, what do you guys think? How does it look like on camera? It looks similar, but I swear they're a bit different. That was interesting. So now let's go with the blues. Starting with the Easy Klein blue. These are acrylics, so you can use them straight out of the tube. This is a bit too liquid. I need to shake it a bit more. Nice. The blue is the only paint from Culture Husle that tends to separate. If you need to mix it before using it. I don't know why. Ah, there you go. Wow, this is a pretty blue. Will it show on black though? I'm not very positive for this one. Oh, I put a bit too much there. Oops. There we go with the first color. And I'm getting paint all over. Then we have the cobalt blue from Schmincke, which is watercolor, of course. Just going to activate it. Cobalt blue is one of the blue hue colors that I really do not like. I'm keeping it in my palette because it's good for mixes, but other than that, I really don't like this color. I like cerulean blue, phthalo blue, but cobalt blue looks weird to me. Ultramarine I don't like either. Oh, and Prussian blue is very pretty as well. Okay. Ooh. Wow, they look more similar than I thought. The cobalt blue looks a bit lighter, I'd say. And when you see them next to each other, I don't know how to explain it, but this one looks more blue, like this looks like a dirty color. I don't know how to explain what I think, but I don't know. It looks like it's been mixed with gray or something. Wow, I'm losing my mind over those swatches. And of course, over the black, it's watercolor. What did we expect? Though I must say that I'm pleasantly surprised to see that they're not that far apart. But the difference is quite, it's quite weird. And then we have the Caran ultramarine blue, which is a very pretty, and yeah, I've just said I don't like ultramarine. Okay, but I know it's a pretty color for a lot of people, so I'm not just going there and be like, ugh, that sucks. No, it's a very pretty color. It's popping a lot, and again, it's very nice for mixing, I feel like. You know what? I should have put these two close to each other, because now I'm a bit, I don't know what to think. They look very similar. What do you guys think? How does it look on camera? I have no idea. Wow, I don't know what to think. I'm flabbergasted. I'm taken aback. These two are very similar. Oh wow. They're very similar, but they're not. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? And of course, those two are not really visible on the black paper. And now you can see these two, by the way, now that this one is dry. Can you see what I mean with the hue? It looks even more obvious on camera that this one is a bit more warm, but I think they both look good. But here I'm a bit shook. We'll wait for them to dry, but these two look very similar. Because I know this one will dry more matte than this, so I'm curious to see. Okay, now for the blacks. To be honest, this one, I know that nothing can top the black 4.0, but let's see. Trying this on black paper seems a bit stupid though. Why am I doing this? I don't think sometimes, I swear. Again, we are going to go right out of the tube. Oh, look how deep that black is. I wanted to paint my nails with this for this video, but I'm almost out of this paint, and I don't think I'll be buying anytime soon because it's a bit on the expensive side, which for what it is makes sense, but I can't really buy that now. But yeah, they would look amazing on nails. Okay, there we are. Looks pretty black to me. Now the lamp black from Schmincke, I'm going to activate it. This is the black I use for my galaxies or any of my painting where there's black. I used to use another shade of black from Schmincke. I don't remember which one it is, but this one is just so black and opaque. It's amazing, and it doesn't have weird undertones, because the one I used before has had warm undertones, and I really don't like. Was it like? No, I don't remember. I don't remember the word in English. You know when you charcoal? No, charcoal black maybe, I don't know, but it was warm undertones and I don't like that. It's not pretty to me. So, look what I mean by it's opaque and very black. For a watercolor, this is insane. Wow. I love this black so much. Will it show on black paper though? I don't think so. There we go. And for the last one, we have the Caran black gouache. Straight out of the tube. I really like this black as well for my gouache paintings. Because look, it's very opaque and pretty. Nice. Now that you see them next to each other, almost feels like this one has a color undertone, but that just might be going insane because those colors, it's just crazy. They look so similar yet so different. There we go. So the blacks are how I thought they'd be, honestly. They all look very similar. This one will dry a bit lighter though, it's watercolor, but they all performed very well. And now if we just go back to the blue, now that they're both dry, they seem very similar to me. I don't know what you guys think. And I'm almost, I mean, it's gouache. Of course it'll show on black paper, but it really does show well. This is pretty. I like this. And now for the whites, which I think you guys will be the most excited to see for some reason. Again, I think the brightest white is going to be the brightest white. The calligraphy ink is a very nice and opaque ink to use. I use them for stars in my paintings or any kind of white details, but it does have a very slight yellowish tint that if you're using it alone you don't really see it, but if I'm using this and maybe a white pastel pencil, you can definitely see the difference. So let's start with the word brightest white. Oops. There we go. Oops. Oh no, you couldn't see that. Sorry, I kept my hand over and it didn't focus on the paper. And then on the dark paper, doesn't that look crazy? Then for the white, Caran gouache. Oh yeah, even the gouache has a more yellowish tint or neutral tint, I don't know. Yeah, I guess we could say a warm tint to it. Yellowish, white, whatever, you know what I mean. And it performs pretty well on black paper, which makes sense. And then for the ink, Winsor and Newton. Oops. Calligraphy ink. See how it almost looks like the exact color of the paper? I'd say this kind of white is in between those two when it comes to the undertone it has. Wow, it really does look like the paper, that's crazy. There we go. And of course it goes well on black paper. I already knew that because I've done some black paper bookmarks and it looks amazing. So if we go back to the pinks, I think they all look good and they all would have their uses, different uses I'd say. I must say that the pinkest pink, even though it's in a powdered form, can you see how flat it is? Even though it's cold pressed paper, you can almost not see the texture underneath, which I like because with neon pink you can see it. I guess the pigments just go inside of the texture, the paper texture, but then it doesn't show on black paper. Which one of those three do you like more? I'd be curious to know. Just tell me in the comments. Then when it comes to the blue, so the watercolor is a bit shiny because I put a bit too much on there. But the blues, now that they're completely dry, I can definitely see a difference between those two. This one being a bit darker, and it clearly shows on the black paper, but they all look pretty nice. Cool. Then for the black, see how different they look now that they're dry. Those two looked so similar, but see what I mean by this one drying like a real matte? It looks like there's a hole in the paper. This is crazy. The watercolor had no chance. It stood no chance whatsoever. And the Caran looks nice. And both of these two, oops, oh no, don't leave. Both of those two you cannot see on black paper, but the black 4.0 you can definitely see it. I don't know if it shows on camera. Does it show? I have no idea, I can't see. But yeah, we definitely have a winner when it comes to black here. The black 4.0. Are we shocked? We are not. And then for the whites, they're not completely dry, but I don't think it's gonna change a lot. We can see that the brightest bright really is bright, especially next to the white of the paper. You can clearly see a difference. The Caran dash is very yellow, and I'm kind of shocked that it looks more yellow than the Winsor and Newton, because I had no idea. I've used that white quite a lot, and I had no idea. Now I would be curious to know if they have a more neutral tone white to do mixes to see a difference. But yeah, on black paper though, they all look kind of the same. These look a bit more yellowish, but they look very similar altogether. And the Winsor and Newton just looks like the paper. You can just see the difference if you like put the paper like this. Can you see? This looks very yellow. So yeah. Oh wow, I'm very happy I did those swatches to compare all of them, because I knew they would be different, but some of them look very similar, like these two and these two. And here there's just no discussion to be had because they're completely different. Wow. So this is worth the price. See what I told you? It's a bit more on the expensive side, but it's worth it 100%. Now what we're gonna do, I got these little sketches of Molly ready. She looks rough, okay? I did this a bit too quickly, but we'll go over with paint and we won't see the sketches anymore anyways. And I'll be doing this one using all the other products, and this one using the Culture Husle. How many times have I been stuttering when I wanted to say Culture Husle? And this one I'll be using the Culture Husle one, and we'll be able to compare how different they are when they've been used on a piece of art. So this is going to take a bit of time, I'm not gonna lie, so I don't think I'll be recording the whole process. I'll be recording some snippets here and there, and I'll see you guys in 2 hours probably. Look how well it started, guys. Oh my gosh, this is so sad. Why? So I've been painting for 45 minutes. I'm gonna take a break because my back is killing me, but that's where we are now. She's so cute and I can't wait to finish it all. Oh my god, y'all, I wasn't joking when I said see you in 2 hours. That's more or less what it took. I had to take a break in between because my back was killing me. I had to take my nails off because I could paint everywhere. Even my lashes were beginning to be heavy, so I took makeup off. It was a whole mess. But in the end, like, you can't even see how messy it is. Oops. Look at that. Oh my god. That is a mess. But I'm done with my paintings. Just before showing them to you, I had lots of issues doing the line art because I'm a digital artist. I've started doing traditional portraits back in March, I think, and I haven't done that many. I can do line art with a marker, but with a brush, even though that's a very tiny brush. That's my baby brush. It's very tiny and all, but I tried my best and it's not that good. But anyway, so this is my original character, Molly. Are you ready, guys? Whoop, 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 whoop. I'm just being stupid. There you go, that's what it looks like. So this side was using everything from the Caran dash to the Schmincke watercolor, the ink, and this one was using only the Culture Husle paints. And I did let the scotch tape because I know everyone loves a good peeling, so let's do this. Those crisp borders. Oh, this one is going to be satisfying. Oof. There we are. So this was the one with the usual products, and this one with the Culture Husle. I think they both look adorable. I do prefer this shade of gray, by the way. I think it's more It's like a kind of a cement gray. But all in all, I don't know which one you prefer, which colors you prefer, but I think we can clearly see that the black is really more black and deep on this side rather than this side. Now the pinkest pink, it's always the same. Here I did a little oopsie because I went with the opera pink first. I did all my thing and then I was like, oops, I forgot to use the neon pink, so I went back and lifted the color and went with the neon pink. You can maybe see this one is a bit more pure than this one. But all in all, I think these paints are very good, for sure. Do we need them? I don't know. For sure the black and the white, yes. The white I've been using for example, if I'm doing a night sky with the moon, and the moon really does pop with this white. Same with the black, I think those two are amazing. Now the blue and the pink, I don't know, if you like those shades, why not? But for me, I don't know if I would buy that blue if I already have the gouache. You can make your own opinion on that. I do think that Scrollbox sell their older boxes, so maybe there might be a May box left that you can buy, and they're probably gonna be less expensive if you want to try those colors for yourself, or you can go over on the Culture Husle website. They have a new color coming. They've been like, they said that the scientists have discovered a new color, the holo color, which is some kind of very, very pigmented and saturated teal. For me, it's kind of a teal color, and Culture Hustle did make that color, and they called it yellow. Why did they call it like this? I don't remember. They put the Y because it's you, I think. I don't remember, but that color looks amazing. That I think I'm gonna buy. But for when it comes to the pinkest pink and the Klein blue, I don't know. I'm also going to show you these under a black light and with direct light, because here it's on the table, like it's not a direct light, but yeah. So yeah, this was a very interesting and very exciting video. I really had fun seeing the difference between, I really had fun comparing all of those paints, and the final result with the Molly paintings I think are very interesting. And yeah, if you like the video, or if you want to tell me which color you prefer from each swatches we made, I'd love to know. And I think that's all I had to say. Oh, if you're not aware, I started a small series that I will do every Sunday. It's called Small Painting Sunday, obviously, and every Sunday I am going to post a short form of a very small painting, and I'm going to try to use lots of different medias, and if you're interested in that, you can go and check it out. And yeah, all in all, I'm very excited. I hope you like this video too, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.